guys, Veggie Gamer back, and today we're doing something a little bit different. Veggie Nights is kind of like a vloggy sort of thing. Basically, a couple of days ago, I was on Twitter and I saw one of these, lists of questions that you're meant to answer about like different genres and everything. I saw one for video games and I thought, you know what? That might actually make quite an interesting video. So I'm going to run through 30 questions here, Veggie Nights. I'm going to try and keep my answers short. I'm going to try and limit this video to like around 15, 17 minutes. It might overrun, Veggie Nights. You know what I like? I like to waffle a lot. I'm excited, Nights. Let's get going, and I'll leave a link to the to an image of the questions in the description, Nights. And so, if you want to send it to your favorite YouTubers, or if you want to do it yourself, you can do it via there. Let's get started. Very first video game. Now, like I say, Nights, I'm actually the youngest in my household, and I believe that this game wasn't exactly brand new when we got it, but it's called Zack McCracken and the Alien Mindbenders. Now, it's a heck of a title for a video game. It is one of the Lucas, what were they called? Lucas Games, or is it it's LucasArts video game department, which has since been closed down. Who also did things like Monkey Island and other very, very popular games which have been remade since. Unfortunately, Zack McCracken hasn't been remade, but I'd love it if it was. It's quite dated because it's quite what's the term? Oh god, what's the term? Where it's quite like a jokey, mocking game of its time, and so a lot of the references probably would make sense. And also the Star Wars arcade game, where you also had that on computer as well, which is very awesome. But yeah, those were the first two that we owned as a family. Favorite character is a tough one. I guess I'm kind of obliged to say Sonic because I really did grow up with all the Sonic games. I had a Mega Drive, I had Sega Saturn, Dreamcast. Later on, I got a I did have a Master System, and later on, I bought a Game Gear as well. My opinions of Sonic games really dipped down like they did for most people, but at the end of the day, Sonic was a big part of my childhood, so I gotta give it to the Blue Hedgehog dude. The movie had better be the movie had better not be terrible. Oh god. I mean, there are many underrated games, Veggie Nights, but one which when I first started my YouTube channel, my plan was to play whatever I get suggested. But one game which I really wanted to advertise to the world, which did not get the love it deserved, was Cloud Built. It is an awesome, freaking adrenaline-fueled game where you're like this woman who's like a little bit like Pac-Man, but she like wall runs and everything, jumps through. It's really, really cool. It's on Steam. I believe there's like an add-on to it, which is really difficult. I'll say this right now, some of the levels are brutal on it, but it's a super great game, and I've got to throw Final Fantasy IX in there. I think because the art style, people did not... Because we've gone from Final Fantasy VIII, Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy VIII, which was very, very realistic looking cute characters, to Final Fantasy IX, very, very cartoony. One thing about Final Fantasy IX, Veggie Nights, is that it is unashamedly a fairy tale. If you can get past that aspect of it, it is a cracking game and greatly underrated. I mean, this really comes into the previous question. Your guilty pleasure. I don't really have a guilty pleasure because I don't feel guilty for liking any video game. But one game which I will defend, Veggie Nights, and I loved it when I was a kid. Sonic R. A lot of people say it's the worst Sonic game of all time. I disagree. I think there are absolutely worse Sonic games. I think some of the newer ones are actually worse, to be honest with you, Nights. I loved it. The music is incredibly cheesy, but I really enjoyed it. It was pretty tough. But I loved it, Veggie Nights. Sega Saturn, seriously, I love that console so much. I mean, a game character you feel you're most like, I can't think of any, Veggie Nights. The one that I wished I were, this is a weird answer, but the game which I felt really, really engrossed with the character was Skyrim, Veggie Nights. My Argonian character, I freaking love him. He was absolutely... He used very, very, very little magic. He would usually just go in with a massive warhammer and just smash the room to pieces. I love that dude. If I ever do get around to playing Dungeons & Dragons Veggie Nights, my character is going to be quite heavily referencing him. I love my Argonian dude. He was freaking awesome. It's just... The only way to solve a problem is smashing it with a hammer. Works every time, believe me. Okay, careful, Veggie Knights. I know that a lot of people here are going to be saying that little fairy thing from Zelda games, and I don't know, you like the little mascot annoying characters that a lot of people like. A lot of people will be saying Teddy from Persona 4, which is a disgrace. Teddy is freaking amazing. No one's going to agree with this on these game notes. I'm just warning you now. No one's going to agree with me. Akihato, I can't remember. I'm not sure how to pronounce the name. I can't quite remember. It's Mitsuru from Persona 3. I did not like these characters very much. They were so unrelatable. You gotta remember, I went from Persona 4 to Persona 3, and Persona 4, even though Rise isn't really that, you can't really, like, appreciate her because she's so famous and so on, and, Naoto is, like, a kid genius, you still sympathize with, like, you know, the struggles that they go through, which is what Persona 4 is all about. Akihato, I'm sure I'm saying it wrong. Akihako, I'm sure I'm saying it wrong, and Mitsuru, they're just basically perfect in literally every single way, and that really grinded my gears. Another one I got to say is Makoto from Persona 5. I haven't finished Persona 5 minutes, but what I know of her, she's basically Mitsuru incarnate, and that doesn't bode well for me, I'm afraid. I'm sorry, any Persona 3 fans. I love Persona 3. Just those two characters. Junpei's the best. Junpei's the best. I mean, I really don't know about favourite couple Veggie Knights. I really don't. If I were to do the dating mechanism in the Persona games, I would absolutely have dated Chie in Persona 4 because she is by far my favourite of the Persona gals. She's awesome, Veggie Knight. She's very, very sympathetic as well. I guess Yuna and Tidus, or Tidus, I can never remember how you pronounce it. Aries Cloud, I mean, there's a few, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, Veggie Knight. I feel like that question's probably made for other people more than me, because I don't really see the games in that way, but, you know, let me know what your one is in the comments. Oh, there are so many great soundtracks in video games, guys, and I know that I'm going to miss some out here. Final Fantasy games, obviously. Undertale, fantastic. Skyrim, some Sonic games. Persona 4, I love the music. Persona 3 and Persona 5, to be fair. Persona games have cracking soundtracks, they really do. I would use them more in my videos if I could, but of course, Persona, Atlas, they don't like their games being played on YouTube, even the music, and so... But yeah, go and check out Persona 4 soundtrack. That is actually particularly good, but as far as my favourite, I don't know. There are just too many to decide. Okay, you have been warned, Veggie Knights. You have been warned. Saddest scenes. Aeris is dead, and I do call it Aeris. I don't care about, you know, the Japanese translation getting it wrong or anything. Aeris from Aeris from Final Fantasy VII. That was shocking to me as a kid because I didn't realize that a game could go in that direction like that. With its main female character, essentially. I mean, she's more important than Cloud if you actually look at the storyline of Veggie Knights, which is often the case with Final Fantasy games, where you play the dude, but the gal is kind of more important than you. That's actually quite regularly a thing, I find. What else? I've got some notes here. Oh, God. Oh, the end of Final Fantasy X, that has to be noted. It's a beautiful ending, very nice. 10 isn't my favourite of the Final Fantasy games. It's definitely very good. It's a little bit too linear, but that ending is one of the most beautiful scenes in a video game. It is very nice. It is so sad. And, of course... I've been quite cryptic about the other two, so I won't say exactly what it is, but something to do with Nanako from Persona 4. I don't want to even though I put a spoiler alert for Nights, I don't want to spoil all these things, but something to do with each of those characters. Very, very good. Worth checking out those games. This will probably be one of these answers which literally no one else on the planet would say, but I'm going to say the Jedi Knight series had some really awesome lightsaber mechanics. I find games that came on later, like Unleashed and other Star Wars games that have come out since, like the Battlefront, right? Yeah, that's what they're called. It's really missing something, whereas Jedi Knight and, oh god, Jedi Academy, Jedi Outcast. The mechanics of that, I don't know if it may have just been of its time, so it may not have aged well, but at the time, it just felt so good. The way that you control the lightsaber and the way you could fight like several people at once. Really loved it. Like I say, it probably hasn't aged well, so you may not want to check it out, but if you really like Star Wars games, Jedi Knight's probably worth checking out. I feel like I get asked this question a lot in Q&As. My favourite console of all time is really genuinely is my Sega Saturn. I love that console so much. It's absolutely a nostalgia thing. It hit me at a very prominent moment in my childhood. That's a weird sentence. It was also a console which not many other people had, and so it almost felt like I was part of a special small little club of people that appreciated it. I love the console so much. It's weird that there's no proper actual Sonic game on it. There's Sonic R, which is a racing game. There's Sonic Jam, which is like a compilation game, but no actual Sonic standalone game, which is kind of weird. There was going to be one, but it got scrapped for minutes. Underrated console. I think that another problem with it is that it came out just before the PlayStation 1 and was a lot more expensive than it, and so obviously that really hurt it, but I love that console so much. I still have mine today. If it ever stopped working, I'd have a breakdown. I'd have to try and find out. I would have to try and fix it. I love that console so much. It's my dude. So I mentioned Cloud Built in the earlier question, and that absolutely is something that everyone should try. Riven, if you can get over the dated graphics, is very good. Very nice. It is the sequel to Myst. In fact, that's what it's actually called. Riven, the sequel to Myst. It's an awesome little puzzle game. If you want to just escape from the world, just chill out, relax, just walk your way around this lovely little island, try to work out these little machines, and then occasionally making a step forward. And when you make a step forward on one of the puzzles, it is the most satisfying feeling in the world. I love Riven. I would say to people who've never played video games before or don't play video games, Portal would be a very good game to like blow their minds to see what's possible in video games, and that's not even a new game. Cuphead, of course, I love it. I absolutely adore the art style, the music, the sound effects are just perfect. And also Batman Arkham series. That's a pretty flawless series right now, apart from the last one, which is a little bit iffy. But either way, they're great games. Go and check them out. I mean, 5 times is a tough one. If it was free, I could say loads of like long RPGs, Skyrim, Final Fantasy games I played through 3 times. But 5 times, it's gonna be the old school classics. It's gonna be things like Super Mario World, the Sonic game series. Obviously, I absolutely adored those for the Mega Drive. I would have played through them many a time back in the day. I mean, my computer wallpaper since I started doing Veggie Gamer has been my Veggie Gamer wallpaper with 4 carrots. Before then, it would have probably been the LA it would have been St. Louis Rams even back then. My NFL team. But before then, the last 2 that I can remember having, which were video game inspired, was Persona 4, of course. I freaking love Persona 4, but if you haven't noticed. And Ni no Kuni, which again is another game which I don't think gets the love it deserved. I think it got quite a lot of love, but there's a sequel of it, and I would love to play Ni no Kuni 2 on the channel. I'll probably have to try and contact the company about it, but they are adorable games, very nice. Well, at least the first one is. Studio Ghibli art, genuinely Studio Ghibli game. It's a really lovely game. Yeah, those were the 2 wallpapers that I had last. And typically, Veggie Nights, I've gone halfway through these questions and I'm already just approaching the 15-minute mark. I waffle so much, my wife, you can hear him. VeggieKnights, we're going to get back to these in a few days. If you enjoy it, VeggieKnights, well, then I'll do more. I actually really like these sort of things. Maybe we could do some movie ones, maybe some other game ones. Maybe I could, like, get you guys to, like, ask questions and, like, the top ones I do in a list, possibly. But, yeah, I'll leave a link to it. It is actually an image of the question, unfortunately, VeggieKnights. But if you want to do it yourself, you can let me know in the comments your answers, or maybe do a video, or maybe even pass it over to another YouTuber that you want to hear their answers of it. Anyway, VeggieKnights, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you all so much. Were there any questions or answers that you really disagree with me with? We're halfway through, VeggieKnights, and there's some more surprises coming. I do think my most annoying character is going to get... If there's any Persona 3 fans out there, and they're watching this... Oh boy. Those characters are popular on Persona 3, VeggieKnights, but I love Persona games because of the way that you feel you can sympathize with the characters. There's nothing really to sympathize with those two, in my opinion. Again, maybe I'm wrong. Either way, VeggieKnights, I'm gonna leave it there. Part 2 coming soon, VeggieKnights. Let's try and get this video to 200 likes exactly. Please like, comment, subscribe, all that goes up. I'm the VeggieGamer, and I'll see you next time.